Joshua Kaiser spent 16 years in prison for a murder he did not commit. While the real killer lived freely in Missouri, an innocent teenager carried the weight of a crime he had never even heard of. On a cold November night in 1992, 19-year-old Angela Michelle Lawless was brutally murdered, her body discovered on a quiet exit ramp off Interstate 55. Her case would reveal some of the deepest failures in the American justice system. Michelle, born August 2, 1973 in Benton, Missouri, grew up in a loving home. She was small, barely 5 feet tall and 95 pounds, but her determination made her stand out. As a freshman nursing student at Southeast Missouri State University, she volunteered regularly at local hospitals, participated in charity events, and had earned a green belt in karate. Friends described her as cheerful, ambitious, and devoted to helping others. But beneath her bright personality, Michelle carried private struggles. Her diaries later revealed troubling details about her boyfriend of 3 years, Leon Lamb. What appeared to be a typical teenage relationship was actually filled with jealousy, emotional manipulation, and instability. These entries would later prove crucial in understanding her final hours. On November 8, 1992, at around 1:30 a.m., Reserve Deputy Rick Walter and Officer Roy Moore responded to a report of a suspiciously parked car on exit ramp 77 of I-55. Inside, they found Michelle slumped over the center console, dead. She had been beaten with a baseball bat and shot 3 times at close range. Once in the face, once in the back of the head, and once in the back. The brutality made one thing clear: this was personal. Evidence at the scene suggested she had been forced out of her car, attacked down the embankment, then dragged or carried back up to the vehicle. Her socks were dirty, but her shoes were missing, and her rings and wallet remained inside the car, eliminating robbery as a motive. Most significant was the material beneath her fingernails, DNA from her attacker. Michelle had fought desperately to survive. Witness accounts, however, quickly muddied the investigation. Mark Abbott, who claimed he had been at the scene earlier, changed his story repeatedly. He first described seeing 2 Hispanic men in a white car, then later claimed he had grabbed Michelle through her driver's window, yet had no blood on his clothes. His shifting statements would confuse the case for decades. Another witness, Dallas Butler, reported seeing a nervous man in a red hat beside Michelle's car around 1 a.m. When Butler offered help, the man pushed him away. Butler's account suggested Michelle was alive shortly before officers arrived, and that she was with someone she knew. Despite these early clues, the investigation veered in the wrong direction. Under growing pressure to make an arrest, police focused on 17-year-old Joshua Kaiser from Illinois. Abbott suddenly identified Kaiser as the man he saw, despite previously describing someone with a completely different appearance and skin tone. No fingerprints, no DNA, no murder weapon, and no physical evidence connected Kaiser to Michelle. Prosecutors instead relied on 3 jailhouse informants who later admitted they lied in exchange for deals. They also claimed Kaiser had argued with Michelle at a Halloween party. Years later, the party host confirmed the story was false. Kaiser was never there, and he had never met Michelle. The blood found on Kaiser's jacket was later proven to be tomato juice, yet this was presented to the jury as damning forensic evidence. In February 1994, Kaiser was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 60 years. He entered the Missouri State Penitentiary, one of the most violent prisons in the country, at just 17. While he struggled to survive behind bars, the real killer remained free in Arkansas, living an ordinary life. Everything began to change in 2005. Rick Walter, now elected sheriff of Scott County, had never believed Kaiser was guilty. In 2006, he reopened the case. While reviewing old files, he discovered a notebook from former Sheriff Bill Farrell, who had privately written that he didn't believe Kaiser was involved, despite testifying in court that Kaiser was guilty. Walter interviewed key witnesses again. The 3 jailhouse informants recanted, admitting they had testified for leniency. Chantel Kreider, who claimed she saw Kaiser and Michelle arguing at the Halloween party, admitted she had been wrong. The jacket stain was confirmed not to be blood, and the evidence that had never been available in 1994, DNA under Michelle's fingernails, was finally tested. In 2008, the Missouri State Highway Patrol Crime Lab delivered a stunning result. The DNA belonged to Leon Lamb, Michelle's longtime boyfriend. Lamb had told police Michelle scratched him during an argument at his home before leaving around 1 a.m. But witness accounts established she was already at the exit ramp at that time. His timeline collapsed. The DNA beneath her nails was not minor transfer. It was the result of a violent struggle, consistent with her attempts to fight off her killer. Walter presented the new findings to the court, and in February 2009, Judge Richard Callahan issued a 44-page ruling condemning the original investigation. Kaiser had been deceived, misled, and denied a fair trial. After 16 years, he was finally released. Missouri paid Kaiser a $4 million settlement. In an extraordinary gesture, he donated $10,000 to help investigators continue the search for Michelle's real killer. Meanwhile, Lamb had moved to Arkansas, remarried, and carried on with life, knowing an innocent teenager had been imprisoned for his actions. For years, the case awaited final closure. But in December 2024, advances in forensic science and a fully reconstructed timeline finally allowed investigators to act. On December 20th, police arrested 52-year-old Leon Lamb in Conway, Arkansas. He was charged with first-degree murder and held without bond. Lamb is currently fighting extradition back to Missouri, but prosecutors are prepared with overwhelming evidence: DNA, witness statements, and Michelle's own writings. This 32-year journey reveals how fragile justice can be. Michelle Lawless lost her life, and Joshua Kaiser lost his youth. The failures, false testimony, mishandled evidence, tunnel vision, show how easily a wrongful conviction can occur. Yet the case also proves that persistence, science, and determination can ultimately uncover the truth. Michelle deserved justice. Kaiser deserved freedom, and after decades of darkness, the truth finally emerged. If you found this case compelling, be sure to like the video and subscribe. We post true crime stories every night. Until next time, stay sharp, stay vigilant.